This y'all song, this the music. I like this song. I told you I feel like where we at in America right now, this song can take off. Did you sing it too? No, you just wrote it.
I wrote it.
We're going to just kind of listen to it a little bit, then we'll chop it up. I like all music. I like it. I know everybody looking like, what Big Heem doing, man? Who them dudes on there? Hey, y'all, I told y'all we're going to bring it on every level. I'm bring it on every level, man. Open your minds up. We're going to show y'all that we can work together. Do things like this. Sit and have a intelligent conversation about it. Y'all get ready, man. You're a hero. It's called Hero. All right, man, that's it. Okay. What y'all just heard was a song by Dennis Brown. Well, he wrote the song, actually. The group, I got a band member here, which is a good friend of mine. That song is from a group called KnightsVision. And like I told y'all, we was going to start allowing people to come on here to promote their music and their brands. So, y'all already know, man. Let's get right to it. Yo, this your boy Big Heem.
And it's King Hill.
You're now tuned in to the OGZ Perspective Podcast. Yo, what's up? We got KnightsVision in the studio. I have a couple of my friends here. My boy Doug Brown. And that's your nephew, correct?
Nephew. Yep.
His nephew, Dennis Brown. And we also have another guest that I will be bringing on shortly. But we're going to talk a little bit about that song and what inspired you to write that song.
Well,
Pull your mic a little closer.
yeah, a little bit. I was down where I was working. I was kind of in a bad place. So I started thinking of my childhood. You know, I was a comic book collector. I'm a dreamer, you know. So then it's like, I don't know, I was reading one of them and Heroes, the title. Okay, here's the idea. And then, you know, the idea is just swirling in my head. So I picked one sentence and started from there. Where have all the heroes gone? And then I wrote that, and then another one came. And next thing I knew, I had a whole song, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I took it to my stepson, and he does the music part.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, yeah, we can work with that. So then me and him are going back and forth. We get it to where we want it, and then we bring in the rest of the band. Here's what we got. So this is the second version of Heroes.
Okay.
The first one has verses that are not in that one.
All right.
But it's kind of, you know, you're always hoping somebody will save you.
Yeah.
But you're there on your own, man, and that's basically what that song's about.
All right. Sounds good. I actually like that song. I told Doug when, you know, he first let me hear it. It's been over a year now, right?
Yeah, I've been over here.
So, Doug, what got you into music?
Wow. Look at that. This goes all the way back to Kiss.
Okay.
Me and my nephew we'd grab the tennis rackets,
Jumping on the bed.
open on the bed, listen to Kiss.
Yes.
We always thought, yeah, if we ever get an opportunity, we're going to be in a band. Well, lo and behold, I always liked Gene Simmons. That's what inspired me to play bass. And at that time, I didn't know Denny was a songwriter, and he developed that over time. And we started a band. It's been in and out. We've had our good days, bad days. But what inspired that? He kind of inspired me to stay with the music because I do enjoy playing it. I do enjoy playing music. But he also had said that this night, the Hero song was based, he talks about his childhood a little bit, that the comic book is back when we were kids, we always had heroes.
Yes.
Spider-Man, Superman, and I think that's part of the inspiration is where have all the heroes gone? Yeah. We don't have, any upcoming
John
heroes
Wayne,
that you hear about.
Rocky Balboa.
Yeah.
Okay. That's dope. Just give us a little bit of background about y'all. So where are you guys from around here in Buffalo? Are y'all from Buffalo? Y'all
East Bethany, New York.
Where?
East Bethany.
Okay.
Batavia, I guess, is
Okay.
closest.
So
Big city.
you north up by Rochester.
Yes.
All right.
He's been an Army brat his whole life, though.
Okay, that's cool.
His dad
I see y'all both got the Army hats on, veterans.
Yep.
That's cool, man.
His dad did 22 years in the...
My Uncle Sonny, shout out to Uncle Sonny. He was, I think he said he did 27 years. Then he became a contractor. He retired don't let me get this wrong. A lieutenant colonel.
Oh, yeah.
That's what he retired. Whatever the rank was right before general, that's what he retired as.
Yep.
I got an aunt and an uncle that was in the Army. My uncle, he passed away. He drove trucks since I was a kid. I used to always ask him when he going to retire. He said he never did. Yeah. My aunt on my father's side, I found out she was in the Army. Then I found out my grandfather and his brother was drafted in the Army some time back. I forgot when it was. I want to say it was around the time of Vietnam.
Yeah, that's when they did the draft.
So, yeah.
So, Doug, where you from, Doug?
I grew up in Warsaw, New York.
Okay.
Big city of Warsaw, New York.
Y'all true country boys. So, Southernites.
There's more cows than there are people.
I was born from Virginia.
Oh, okay. I'm actually originally from Jackson, Mississippi. That's where I'm originally from.
Newport News.
All right. So, yeah, man, that's cool. I want to ask both of y'all this question. How has the journey thus far, how has it been for you guys as far as the music?
Wow.
It's got its ups and downs, that's for sure. When the first version of Night Vision, this guy here kicked me out of the band.
Wasn't my fault.
Yeah.
Wasn't my choice.
But, we were starting out, and I didn't really know how to play guitar at the time. So I threw the guitar in the closet.
Oh, that'd do it.
And my son, he was 3 years old. I'd come home and the strings are broken. I'm like, what are you doing? Oh, Austin was playing your guitar and he broke the string. I was like, all
so
right.
this Austin's dad?
Stepfather.
I'm about to say, I work with Austin.
Okay.
It's my boy.
And I said, well, if you're going to play my guitar, you're going to learn how to play it. And he finally knows how to tune it, and play it. He's taking it further than I could ever go, man. I mean, he's got like an 8-fret stretch with his fingers. And
That's what's up, man.
and I was kind of hard on him when he was learning,
Yeah.
Learn Van Halen, the greats. And
Did he play any Prince?
What's that?
Prince, B.B. King, did he get any into that?
I know he plays some blues. I'm not
Yes.
sure. Yeah, he plays some blues.
The thing that tripped me out was it was my birthday, and I come home from work. He goes, "Hey, come back here and list this," you know. And he's playing Happy Birthday, and he's ripping through the whole damn thing. And I looked him straight in the eye and said, "I didn't hear Happy Birthday in there." I went into the kitchen. My wife was there, and she's like, "What's up?" I said, "Did you fucking hear that,
Oh,
man?"
you can curse on here.
And she's like, "Yeah."
You can curse.
So he calls me back in, and he plays it again. You know, I'm going, "Holy shit," you know. And this time you could hear the Happy Birthday, and he's ripping through it. And I'm going, "Dude, I mean, that was the best birthday present I had, man."
That's what's
Legend
up.
in the making.
Yeah. But the band journey has been long.
Yes,
We started way back in the
90s.
90s, and we played for a while. We've been through, we broke up for a while.
Yep.
We've been through,
Different drummers,
Drummers.
keyboardists.
yeah, we've been through a lot of members. When Austin joined the band, he really brought a whole lot to it as far as like the meat of it. He needed, because he's an awesome songwriter, but he needed somebody to put the words to music.
He needed to bring it to life.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where Austin could bring the song to
Life.
to music and life, and then like he said, when we start playing it, they get what they want, and then they bring it to the band, and we just add to it and say, hey, let's do this, let's do that, but the root of the song is already there. We just have to fine tune it.
We have a song called War Machine. Austin was sitting down in the basement, and he was doing these riffs. I come home from work, and I had 3x5 cards. And he's ripping through it, and I'm going, wow, man, and I'm writing lyrics.
To his music.
Yes. And he'd look at it. If you liked it, he put it on the table. If you didn't, he threw it on the floor. And I just kept writing. And that's how War Machine came about.
I hear you saying it's a lot of ups and downs in the band.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what are some of those things that's hard to, as a band, hard to deal with, or how
Personalities.
Yes.
And that's with every band. I mean, that's even the greats break up because of personalities, right? They just don't see eye to eye, or,
Well,
and we had one band member that wanted to take it to a different direction that what we wanted to.
Yeah.
He wanted to start doing a lot more covers, where we want to stay with
To
original
original.
music.
That's where you get the money
and
at.
get creative with it.
Yes.
So we didn't kick him out of the band. I think he just seen our vision and was like, okay, I'm gonna go.
our drummer, he got us to a point, but he's not like the drummer that we have now. He could, improvise.
You need that.
Yeah.
You need that.
Yeah.
You need somebody that can take the lead
Yeah.
in not saying take it away from where you want it to go, but they can enhance what y'all got going
Yeah.
on.
I'm not saying he was a bad drummer.
Uh-huh.
He got us to play out, and it was great. I'm still friends with him.
Yeah, but he wasn't. He didn't kick.
But
He didn't
we-
make the team.
Yeah. When we brought a new song, there was no inspiration or,
Got to get rid of him.
you know.
You know what I learned, man, doing this right here, and we're going to get ready to transition into the meat and potatoes of this podcast, because, like I said, we was going to open up with the music, and we're going to get ready to talk about race, politics, and community. But I want to say this: don't ever let nobody talk you out of your dream.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
I've learned
don't
that.
don't let don't everybody don't think the same way you think.
Yep.
Don't never let nobody talk you out of your dream. You somehow y'all stayed with it. Now y'all sitting here on the OGZ Perspective Podcast.
Yeah, it's great, man.
You understand what I'm saying?
I never thought I'd be in a recording studio, and we just did those 4 songs, and it's like, wow, man, this is like a dream come true.
Hey,
you know?
man, thank you, and that's what we here to do, man. We here to let people bring their dreams to life.
But
Because-
Heroes is a song that we dedicate to,
Uh-huh.
the
Heroes.
soldiers and police and firemen.
And before you leave, because we're going to get ready to switch out in a few seconds, we got another guest here that's going to join Doug Brown Sr. This is Dennis Brown. How do they find your music, Dennis? Where are y'all at?
YouTube, Spotify,
In Apple.
Apple Music.
All right.
What's that other one? Deezer?
I don't remember the other platform.
All right, y'all go check out, get on all the DSPs, go look up KnightsVision. It's all one word. I'll definitely put it in the description on how to get at it. But y'all go check it out. This is my boy Doug Brown Sr. and this is nephew Dennis Brown. We're going to check out. We're going to switch around some seating in here and we'll be right back. All right? All right, guys, we back. We switched seats. I want to introduce another guest. We have Mike. I don't want to fuck your name up. Mike, tell him your name.
Hohensee.
Hohensee. Mike Hohensee just joined us. And we going, like I said, man, we about to get into the meat and potatoes of this podcast. Doug Brown, you got another announcement to make where they can find y'all band at?
KnightsVision Rock.
KnightsVision Rock. It's on Facebook, so y'all go check that out. KnightsVision Rock, all one word, on Facebook. So, all right, man, this is what we here for, y'all. Donald Trump.
Oh, hold on.
What?
Wait a minute. Tell them a little bit about yourself.
Okay,
When
yeah,
you
Mike,
just
go
came
ahead.
on-
Tell them a little bit
We
about
can
yourself.
jump right into Donald Trump, man.
Okay. My bad, Hill. I'm glad you stopped me.
No, you got my name. That's all you need to know.
That's it?
No, what else you want to know, man?
We
you
want to
from?
know
Like,
where
what
you're
kind of
from and a
town?
little bit about you.
I'm from Orangeville, which
Okay.
is right outside of Warsaw.
All right.
I'm a good old country boy, obviously.
You know who that is.
love
I'm a
music.
good old country boy too, baby.
Yeah, all right. Love music, and I've known Doug, I don't know, 10, 12 years, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he still claims me as a friend, and vice versa, so we're good. But I just appreciate the opportunity to be on with you guys. And
Well, I'll tell you this. When me and Doug was talking, he was like, Raheem, I want to bring my buddy with me. Because at first this was about music. And then the politics came. And I was like, Doug, you know what? Me and Doug been talking for, man, years. And then once this election cycle came, with Trump a crazy motherfucker to me. I'm just going to keep it 100. I was like, Doug, it'd be dope if you came on the show. And he was like, yeah, I'll be through there. So after the election, I said, Doug, this would be the best time to come on. So we sat down and I chopped it up with Hill, and we made this happen. And he said, you got some good shit to say. So I'm going to present some questions.
all right,
Let's keep it respectable on every level,
absolutely.
and let's have a good time. Because at the end of the day, we want people to watch this, learn something from it, and have a true understanding that black men and white men can sit down and have a table about race, politics, and community.
We all bleed red, man.
Exactly. You understand what I'm saying? So, all right, I'm going to jump this off, y'all. First question I would love to ask is, when will, because y'all make, Donald Trump ran off, Make America Great Again. Anyone, y'all can answer together, one after the other, or one of y'all can answer this question. When has America ever not been great for a white man?
All right. When has it not been great for white man?
Yes.
When I served this country,
Right.
and then got out of the service and wanted to go in to get some health care because I live in Orangeville. I'm an hour and 15 minutes, depending on traffic and mood, from Buffalo, VA. And so that was inconvenient. There was a hospital 10 minutes right down the hill. I can literally coast with the vehicle off to get
Right.
there, but I can't go there because I have to go to the VA. had some issues, health issues, and I have a wife, a life, things that I need to do. To be going back and forth 2.5 hour drive, basically, round trip, and not get the proper care, which I won't get into here.
All right.
That was absolutely miserable. And it wasn't once or twice. It's been for many years. So that wasn't great. When I go to the store, just like you guys do, and I watch a can of tuna fish go from 49 cents to $1.19, which is about 146% inflation.
Okay.
That makes my life pretty miserable. That's not great. When I go to the gas station and I was paying $1.89 and all of a sudden I'm paying $3.89, that's not great. I had a real pride in this nation. I'm a patriot. I'm a veteran. And that pride was dying. It doesn't matter if I'm white, red, black, yellow. It doesn't matter what color I am.
Okay.
Okay? You brought up color right out of the gate here.
Yeah, because I got to say this, not to cut you off. What you're saying is a problem that everybody has that's in the military. What I'm saying is specifically, what hasn't been great for you? Like, for instance, I'll say this. There's black veterans, white veterans, Asian veterans. Y'all all going through the same thing. But outside of the being a veteran in America, the laws are designed around white men.
Says who?
They are. Go read the Constitution.
But says who?
A black man is only 3/5 of a human. That hasn't been changed yet. That's reality. That's our reality. A black man is 3/5 of a human. That's what they say. That is in the Constitution.
Who's they?
That's in the Constitution. America says this.
I've read the Constitution. I got a copy of it at home. I never read that.
Go back and read it again.
I've read it more than once.
So, the laws are set up for white men. If you got in your car right now and drove into the city of Buffalo, I can guarantee you, you wouldn't get pulled over. But if I got in my truck and drove out to where y'all live, I'll probably get pulled over within 3 minutes for me being out there.
And I agree with you 100%.
So when I say, how has it not been great for you? That's
as an individual.
Yeah, as a white man, period. Because everything is set up. You see what I'm saying?
No, I don't.
No, I'm just being honest when I ask that question.
But you open up the whole dialogue,
Yes.
and you're still riding on the coattails of color.
Because
but hold on. You asked me a question. I'm going to answer
go ahead.
you.
Now go ahead. I won't interrupt. Go ahead.
Okay. For years, we've heard "don't see color." Okay.
I try not to.
Many do, and there's some that don't.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
When I was in the service, there was guys
There's
to
one
the
army.
left of me and right to me.
That's one army though.
But hold on a second. When I was in the workplace outside of this service, there was guys next to me that were every race, creed, color. Okay. Some of those guys that were black, if you want to talk about color,
Right.
I got along with quite well. I didn't
Yes.
care what color they were. Now, it doesn't make me a superhero,
No.
okay? But it's just a matter of fact that I can't understand, I can't empathize with you wholly because, as you say, I'm white,
Yes.
okay? I'm not going to apologize for being white,
you shouldn't be.
nor do you need to feel degraded. Hold on with me for a
Go
second.
ahead, I'm listening.
Because you're black, okay? Now, you brought up an excellent point, though. Driving through the city, okay, and you feel stigmatized, or if you were to drive down through Warsaw,
Yes.
Orangeville, okay, you feel stigmatized right away. Why? Because there are still people out there that are seeing color like you are, okay? If it's got to start somewhere, okay? You guys, some of you guys have tried, some of white people have tried, if you want to use color.
Yes.
I don't like that. Okay. And I'm going to tell you something right now, and you might ask me to leave your podcast. I used to be a pretty racist individual. I didn't like color.
Okay.
Okay. And I won't go, we don't have time tonight, but I have a handful of reasons why. And they might be justifiable, they might not be. But the fact is I had that problem. And one day I was presented with a lot of things in life, and I was forced to sit down and think about it. And I thought, whoa, Do I want someone judging me because I got tattoos? Do I want someone judging me because I'm follically challenged? Do I want someone judging me for any reason at all? No, I don't. I don't like it. So what right do I have to think any less of a pigmentation in the skin? I don't. But I can empathize with you of driving down through Orangeville and getting harassed, getting pulled over. Absolutely. Okay. One thing that doesn't help is when you see it on the news and you see, please get out of the car, please get out of the car, please get out of the car, please, and the guy won't get out of the car.
No, that's the problem.
That don't help.
I believe that happens because of fear. It's fear.
Sometimes, not always.
No, it's not, man.
Sometimes
listen,
it's arrogance.
how you look at that?
Well, I'm sitting here listening to both of y'all. I had my experiences in America, but I just feel like we need to be able to treat with everybody. Got to be treated with respect across the board. That's going to help a lot. This is touchy. I don't really like.
But see, this is why we doing this,
right?
Because it is touchy.
And we've talked about this, Ron.
Oh, me and you, we do what we do, dog.
And you know, we've talked about it, and it's I don't want to say it's the establishment,
yes,
to keep us separated.
That's
because
right.
if the black and white man came together,
we'll
there's
change.
no stop.
We'll change the world.
Yeah, there's no stop.
There's a lot of division. You're absolutely right. You nailed it right on the head. There's a lot of division being caused, not by you, not by me, but it's being caused on purpose to keep us divided. I'm not sure I really understand that fully. I mean, we can sit here all night and try to debate that why, and then we'd probably agree.
Yeah.
But that's exactly, that goes right back to prove what I said. There are those in this country, black, white, Asian, every color, that still have that problem.
That stigma.
Yeah, with
So let me ask you this:
Race.
how do we collectively as a group combat racism?
by doing what we're doing right now.
Okay, I like that.
By
I like
doing
that answer.
when I found out, when Doug invited me to this, and he said you were black. Didn't phase me. It phased me coming to Buffalo because I'm out in the sticks, man. Buffalo's not. I'm not good with traffic. That's why he drove. But the fact that you're black, and I get here and there's three of you. Okay, I don't. And then you patted me down. No,
and the only reason I said that, Raheem, was because I just didn't want
I'm
him to
not
be
trying to throw you under the
surprised.
bus.
No, Doug.
I didn't mean it as a racial.
Yeah.
Just letting him know.
But see what happens already. We have to defend ourselves. And I'm not talking.
Right.
We have to defend ourselves because it's been ingrained into us.
That's right.
You know, one more, and I'm not trying to put the cart before the horse.
Because
Okay.
I got a combat. I got an answer for everything you're saying. But go ahead.
Okay, all right. No, you're going to agree with this. I think I'm probably putting the cart before the horse. We're probably going to cover this tonight.
Yeah.
But as far as race,
Right.
okay, there's other divisions being caused between us. The problem is we don't come together to talk about it. This country was founded on people sitting at a table. Maybe they didn't have microphones and cameras and all that stuff at the time, but they had a table and they could sit back and forth and say, hey, I disagree with you and here's why. And the other guy would shut up and he would listen and he would say, okay, I disagree with you, here's why. And you would go back and forth, and there's nothing wrong with that. You and I don't have to leave. I'll leave tonight. We can both go our separate lives, still feeling 100% the way we do. That's fine. That's fine, okay? But if we want to come together as a people, as a nation, we need to find a compromise, a middle ground somewhere, whether it's 50-50 or 60-40. Instead of sitting there going, well, you know, it's really your fault. You need to come 60% of the way. Hold on a second, man. We got to find that compromise somewhere in the middle with this race problem, politics, all of it.
So
I think politics is the main problem, because when you go back in history, it's politics basically that started the government of America, how it was ran, what was done, and everything else. So I think if we could come to as a people, as Americans, come together and sit down and talk and have dialogue, separate our issues, and go towards one goal, and that is to be great, I don't think it'll be a problem. It's just, where do we start that?
We gotta do what you guys are doing tonight. There has to be more people that are willing to come together, okay? Any kind of divisive issues, whether it's color, politics, religion, whatever it is, and come together and sit there and have a dialogue back and forth without shooting each other, without beating each other up, without dismissing each other, or, oh, that's it, I'm going to dislike you on all this social media garbage. We have to be able to come together and sit down and have a rational conversation and agree to disagree sometimes. We're going to go our separate way. You know, I'm not going to think any less of you tonight. I hope you don't think any less of me. I might not agree with you. I might go, that guy needs a lobotomy. And you might think the same of me. But the fact is we got to be able to come together as two human beings, because that's what we're supposed to be. One real quick.
Mike like the road on him, Pete.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Because he brought up something else.
Right.
You said it to make this country great. Okay, you said it yourself. So we're not great. This country, and you nailed it right on the head. And I couldn't agree with you more. Politics. What caused a lot of this is politics.
Yes, it's design. So let me say this. Let me interject this in there, because I have to paint a picture, right? Now I want y'all to open y'all minds to what I'm about to say. Now, you live in Warsaw, Orange County, Warsaw, right? How is it? How is y'all community right now set up? How is it? I mean, crime. How is the crime out there? If you had to say, right now.
To be honest with you, I'm in the sticks, man. I have cows for neighbors.
So you don't have no crime. What about you?
Small
Doug?
community, little to none.
No crime.
Maybe a speeding ticket.
All right. So now listen to this. Now watch this. What I'm gonna do. Now imagine your neighborhood just like it is. Y'all, I'm pretty sure, got all white police officers, right?
No.
Oh, y'all got black people out there? Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, yeah.
You hear this shit? What about you, Doug?
Yeah, I've seen.
Get the fuck out of here.
I've seen 2 black state troopers.
Oh, hold on now. Y'all got state troopers out there?
Sure.
Y'all don't got sheriffs?
Oh, yeah, I got sheriffs.
Y'all got black sheriffs?
Yeah, we have
Okay,
sheriffs.
now watch this. Now
Gay,
watch
too.
Now watch how, huh?
Yeah.
God damn, man.
Edit that.
No, don't edit that shit. Leave that shit in there. Now watch this.
Get me pull over.
Now watch this. Now watch how I'm about to put the twist on this, right? Now imagine them come out right now, the government, y'all get a new government. The government, the big man upstairs say, we're going to put all black cops out there, not from y'all neighborhood, right? That y'all know. We're going to put every cop in the neighborhood black. We're going to put 2 of them to a car, and we're going to double patrol. What I mean by that, if it's four cars, it's going to be 8 to 10 on patrol at all times. Not only are they going to harass you, but they're going to put crack cocaine in your neighborhood, right? Now, your community store that you got, that you know all people, they're going to figure out a way, because this is what the crack going to do. The crack is going to take over their store because they got more money than everybody in the neighborhood, because everybody shop at that store. So they become addicts. So now the store going to go to shit, right? They're going to take your store that y'all been going to all this time, nice community. They're going to put an Arabic. We're going to use the Arabic. This is what they did to our community. They put an Arabic in y'all store. Not only is he going to be Arabic, he's going to come with all the crack pipes that's needed, all the choy boy, all the weed bags, all the paraphernalia that's needed to distribute the drugs, right? This in the store. Now, your buddy, Doug, y'all talk every day. Y'all both got wives. All of a sudden, your wife get addicted to crack, right? Your wife get addicted to crack, but y'all still straight. Now, you got kids, you got a daughter. Your daughter addicted to crack. Your daughter addicted to crack, right? Now stuff start coming up missing in your house. But it's not just your house, it's the whole community. Everything bad going on in the community. Y'all like, what the fuck is going on? Now you realize, oh shit, what happened? There's a drug in your community, the one that you see on the news that Nancy Reagan and all I'm talking about has invaded your community, right? No, we're talking about crack. This is what happened to the black community. Crack came into the community. Now it's in your community. Now your daughter prostituting. You trying to keep your wife from prostituting, so you working and you giving everything to her just to keep her crack habit from her going outside to sell her body, right? Now listen. Next thing you know, you hear from your neighbor down the street, hey, whatever your wife's name is, I saw her getting in and out of cars all day to supply, to fuel her crack habit. Now, you got a choice. You're either going to go to work or you're going to stay home to protect your house, right? Guess what? Now you find out your son is a crack dealer. Him and all the young dudes in the neighborhood, they the ones selling the crack to your wife and to your daughter. But all the people that's addicted to crack is sleeping with your wife and your daughter and everybody the fuck else. You tell me, how do you save your community from that type of shit? This is what happened to the black community. Now, just think about your community right now and think of the scenario that I just gave you. And, Doug, you answer, and then you answer. I'm going to just listen. How you deal with that, Doug?
That's a tough question. But I think there needs to be more intervention. And I truly believe that, again, that was all planned.
Of course.
By the government to introduce people to crack. Why? I don't know. Was it
destroy the community?
Destroy the community.
It destroyed the community.
Right.
We was targeted.
I don't have a direct answer for that as far as like why did they do it? I don't know.
So okay, now look.
Money, money.
No, forget about black. We talk about your community.
Right.
Imagine if that happened to your community.
I'd be devastated.
It was, in my opinion, to answer your initial question, obviously would be devastated if my wife and daughter were out whoring themselves to pay for something that was introduced, I think, by design and on purpose. I see where so far this is headed tonight, and you're not getting much of an argument.
Because go ahead. I'm listening, Mike.
You're not getting much of an argument from me because I agree with some of where you're headed, okay? Where we're going to disagree is probably later on in your show here of where it came from.
All right.
There was definitely, and it's above our pay grade, why this was done by design. We can guess, we can hypothesize.
Could you please just give me your guess?
I think because of prejudice, because you're considered 3 out of 5, you said, or
3/5.
Okay, 3/5 of a human being.
Yes.
Okay, that's fantastic. Because you're thought of as 3/5 of a human being. We've got to wipe you out, and what better way to wipe you out than from within? Okay, so we're going to make sure you got guns, even though we have the strictest gun laws in the freaking world, okay? But we're going to make sure you get guns. We're going to make sure you get crack, and I know we're not on to fentanyl yet, but you mentioned it. We're going to we're going to introduce fentanyl, okay? We're going to introduce whatever you want, whatever color flavor you want, you're going to get it, okay? Because it's going to take you out from within. Now, but we don't all agree with that, okay? And some of us think it's absolutely disgusting, but it's being done. But not all people are created equal. Or now, we are all created equal, but not all people end up equal, okay? And what I mean by that is I can rise above certain things, you can rise above certain things. You obviously have. You seem to have. Him, I'm not too sure of. That's a joke, man. But some don't, of any color, okay?
That's right.
Some don't. Can I tell you a real quick story?
Get it out. Get it out your system.
I won't mention the place where I worked. I worked at a union shop years ago, and they had a union. You've got a totem pole, okay? We hired a new guy, so he had less seniority than me, and he was a black guy.
Right.
He had a wife. He had 4 little boys. I got to meet his boys. He brought them into work one day. Now, him and I told him day one of what I thought of him, because at this time in my life, I wasn't a real big fan. He's one of the people that helped me turn around.
He was a piece of shit at the time.
More or less.
Okay.
He wasn't, but that was because I had so many ideas in my head.
Yeah.
Come to find out, and I'm going to put the cart way before the horse, he appreciated the fact that I was the only one of the 2 there that was honest with him day one, and then gave each other a chance. He gave me a chance. He didn't take me out in the parking lot and run me over with his car, and I gave him a chance, right? So we worked back and forth, and we ended up becoming pretty good friends. It came around to a time where a layoff was coming. I didn't have any kids. I just bought a house. I had a lot of work to do on the house. This guy's got a wife, and he's got 4 little boys. Well, they were going to lay him off.
Right.
So I went to the boss. I'm not a hero, okay, because I had my own reason too.
Right.
But there was 2 reasons I wanted to lay off. One, I could get some work done on my house that I just bought, and 2, this guy's got 4 kids. And that's, I mean, if he gets laid off, what's he going to do? So I went to the boss, and I says, hey, man, can I take the layoff for him? You know, well, they kind of argued with me for a bit, but union contracts, you have to follow it. So they gave me the layoff. Well, wasn't too long after that, mysteriously, work got back up, and they needed me back. Now, I've always wondered to this day, if it was the other way around, how long he would have been laid off.
That's a good question.
It is a good question. But that's, but at the time, I didn't think of that so much. But I had already built up a friendship with him. I liked him. I got to meet his wife and his kids and stuff. And having 4 little kids, it just didn't sit right with me. So I took the layoff. Well, anyhow, down the road, 2.5 years later, I ended up getting on the union's wrong side. I won't get into that story because I'm a worker, I'm a shaker, a mover. Yeah. And union doesn't like that. Well, I ended up being asked to leave the property and not come back.
Wow.
And one of the union reps made a very snide remark to me. And because I didn't want to go to prison that day, as well as losing my job, I decided not to do anything. I didn't have to. My friend, who I took the layoff for, cleared that floor faster than anything I've ever seen move in my life, and he grabbed that guy by the throat and he put him up against the wall, and he didn't club him, but he let him know that you ain't gonna talk to someone like that. That meant a lot to me, and a lot of my attitude towards color started to change. It didn't change a whole lot, but it started to change through that job, through that friendship, through what he did for me that day. But to go back to your main thing, there's definitely an agenda. There has been for a long time, longer than we've been alive.
That's
okay?
right. And
it's to cause division. That's really amplified over this last few years, maybe more. It's definitely to cause division, but it's also to, and I hate to say this, but it wipe you out.
Yeah, it is.
I'm
gonna be honest, man. You just surprised me. You did. I thought you were about to say some crazy shit, but I deal with the same thing. Come on, you know the guys at the job. They didn't speak to me for 6 months. 6 months at the place I work at. All of us. 6 months. Those guys didn't speak to me for 6 months. Just because I was told by a guy that actually, let's put it this way. Things are changing. But I'll tell you the reason why me and this man right here, Doug Brown Sr., as close as we is, because Doug stood up for me every goddamn step of the way. He never swayed away from trying to get me to where I need to be. And I had to come to Doug, and I'm going to be honest. I said, Doug, don't, no more. Just stop. Mentally it's fucking bothering me that this is happening because he's fighting for me, and I got somebody somewhere saying no. Because he know my capabilities and my skill set, but I'm not allowed to express it. You understand what I'm saying? It's a difficult journey for us. But I respect how you did that because I was in a layoff situation and I had 4 kids at the same time. And I didn't get that same generosity. I got laid off. And I never got called back. And the plant stayed open an extra 2 years while I was laid off. And I knew guys that worked there and they called me and like, why didn't they call you back? But I moved on anyway. But that was great. And I'm going to say this, man. That's why I wanted to have this, because conversations like this need to be had. People walk around like we hate each other. Let me tell you something. I don't care what color you is. I got white friends.
You want to hear something really funny? I went to a casino one day with my wife. She likes to go. I don't. Just kidding. And there was this, and I had camo hat on. I always look like a redneck, And right behind me there was a black guy, and he was pretty cut dude, man. Mm-hmm. And he had a logo on his hat, and something spoke out, veteran. I knew he was a vet. Mm-hmm. And I went over, and I heard him behind me having a good time, and he was laughing. And I turned around and I started busting his chops. And he kind of looked at me, so I got it, and I thought, man, people don't always, because I can say something funny to you and hold a straight face, and you like, man, is this guy serious? Because I can hold it. It's got me in trouble before, right? Yeah, you know. So I had to make sure I got up and went over before this guy eats me and let him know that, you know, this is my sense of humor, right? Yeah. So I started busting his chops a little bit and having a good time with it. Well, all of a sudden he looks at it and he figured out I was okay. We start laughing. We had a good time. And I said, "You're a veteran, aren't you?" He goes, "Yeah." No, I said, "Yeah, me too." And so we kind of hung. He's still sitting at his machine. I'm standing next to his chair. And I kind of wrapped it up. I don't want to, you know, like lurk over this guy. I said I was going to go on my way. Well, he looked at me and he puts his hand out. He goes, "Hey, thanks a lot for talking to me." He goes, I can't remember exactly how he worded it, but I'm going to kind of paraphrase what he said. He went like this, meaning the way we look. Mm-hmm. He says, "You kind of threw me there for a second." He goes, "I'm surprised a guy like you would come up and talk to a guy like me." And I said, "What?" I mean, this guy was, I don't know how old he was. I'm not good at guessing age, but I would say he's probably around my age. But this dude was like built like a Sherman tank, you know.
Yeah, ready to kick some ass.
Yeah, you know. And he goes, "I'm surprised someone like you would come up." I said, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Well, you know, with the camel hat." Well, two things out of that. One, he kind of just stigmatized me, right?
Yep,
you know, but and
stereotype.
Yeah, and but two, it really threw me, and I walked away. And my wife goes, "What's wrong?" I go, I'm never going to be one of these idiots that apologize for being white. I don't believe in that. I think that's a woke. I don't like that at all. Okay, but my heart kind of bled for that guy because he was basically what he was saying to me. He was surprised, impressed, whatever word you want to put in there, that this white good old boy came up and started talking to him and joking around with him. It threw me. It was the last thing in the world I expected, and I got another education that day. I don't know what to make of it, but that's what happened.
Well, you know, the stereotype that's been put out there is black people don't like white people, which is a crock of shit. But I got a question that I'm about to ask the whole room, right? Is Donald Trump a racist?
I don't believe so because he's got records of him helping black communities and giving money to different.
You gotta speak specific, Doug. I need to know which motherfucking community that he gave the money to. Like, fact check it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Now, Mike, what you think?
I don't think he is, in my opinion.
God damn it, now give me some facts, man.
And
then I'm gonna bring up an issue. Okay. But go ahead.
Okay. When he did something for the veterans, okay, right, and it covered every color there is,
right,
okay, and we'll get into that more in a minute, I'm sure. So, but he did something for veterans. I'll leave it at that for now, and that covered every race there is. And if you want me to get it more elaborate, I will in a moment because I'm sure we're going to go deep into this. But yeah, see, I already kind of know you, man.
Listen, man, I'm just asking
45
questions.
Minutes into this.
Listen, man, I'm asking questions that I know everybody want to answer.
I don't.
We want to answer to.
Yeah, I don't believe he is. He got more, and I know you guys have probably already heard all the statistics, but he got more black and Hispanic votes than any Republican.
Oh no, he did.
Ever.
He cleaned house.
Okay, if you want to go back in time and look at who the Klan member was, who built the Ku Klux Klan, that was the Democratic Party. It wasn't the Republicans.
I mean, you dig deep, the Democratic Party, but if you want to go to the truth, the Democratic Party switched to the Republican Party. They swapped sides.
No.
They swapped sides,
No, they didn't. No, they didn't. There's a center line. The Republicans are right, and I don't mean right is wrong, but right, and the Democrats are left, and those Democrats went, some of them, and that's why they just lost, they went way to freak out.
I'm going to tell you right now.
There's other ones that are starting to come back to the center line, and some of us need to come back to the center line.
But before we get there,
just like a conversation.
What do you think of Donald Trump?
Y'all ready?
Yes.
Okay. I don't want to call nobody a racist. I just want to, it's things that he said about certain people that me personally, I took offense to it.
And Joe Biden didn't say anything about certain people?
Well, you know what Joe Biden said, that motherfucker. That's why he's gone.
I took that offense too.
You think?
Let you know. But it's just, the thing about Trump that I don't like is somebody got to put a muzzle on him. It's just certain things that he say. It's not going to sit right with people. It's just not.
Well, I've heard him be referred to as a New York thug.
Gangster.
New York thug.
That's GT to me now.
But
Gangster Trump.
and that's where he's from, New York City.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason why I really don't think he's a racist is because he got pictures everywhere about.
Trump is about money. If
Yeah.
you got money, you're gonna be his friend. But that don't kill the base
right.
of his thoughts.
Right.
Let's be real.
Because like I said, the things that he say is
Okay,
it's offensive.
I'll say this to you guys, and then I want to ask another question. You can slap a woman, and she'll forgive you. But you could say something to her that she'll never ever fucking forget.
That's
Words hurt. Words hurt, man. Me and my man right there, we got into it. I'm talking about heavy into it. Heavy, bruh. Iron. Fuck Mike Tyson. You understand what I'm telling you? Been friends for years. His brother, OG. R.I.P. to my man Zoe. I'm talking about we was about to kill each other. We was about to kill each other, man. If a firecracker would have went off, World War III would have happened on his block. That's how serious it was. You understand what I'm telling you? We still solid. So, you got real friends. You got associates. That's a real friend. Me and him was fighting a couple weeks ago with his bitch ass. But I just want to say this. We're not going to make no excuses for Donald Trump. It is what it is, right? But you was able to overcome it, right? You changed. You had your views. You had your thoughts. You was able to overcome it. And sometimes us dealing with each other directly will allow us to overcome it. But I know Donald Trump is a capitalist. And he see green. He see green when he at the top. He see color when he look to the bottom. And that's just how I look at it.
But he doesn't want that. He wants everybody to have an opportunity. There's an American dream that was made this part of what made this country the beautiful country that it has the potential to be. Okay,
is that the dream that Martin Luther King talked about?
it's the same dream.
Okay.
It should be the same dream.
Okay.
You can write if you want to. If a man is worthy of his hire, okay.
Right.
If you want to bust your chops and get down and get dirty and start at the bottom for a company or start your own company, and you want because you want a Porsche like your neighbor's got, you can have that dream. You should be able to have that dream.
You should.
Okay. What he's all about, you got it. He's a capitalist. Okay. The man is I know numbers. I can do percentages.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell my wife what her groceries are going to be to the penny in a store just by watching her put them in a cart. This guy makes me look like I should go back to kindergarten. You couldn't ask for a better person to pull us out of an economic slump.
Even though he had 2 failed casinos in Jersey. You think that, right?
You never failed at anything you did?
No, I'm not saying that, but you said economic money.
But he is a good.
He didn't pay people. I looked at a
he's
documentary on
genius.
Donald Trump. Matter of fact, they got one on Netflix right now. It's called The Apprentice.
But
Donald Trump a motherfucker.
okay, but to go back to, you don't want when you're in that business and you got that kind of money, you probably got to be.
You got a bunch of
You
rich
got to be
friends.
one. Okay, but I want to pick up where something like he touched on a bit. Hillray, right?
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. Yeah. I don't hear that every day, man.
We thought he was a woman when they said he was coming.
You said something a bit ago about you didn't think he was racist, but it's some of the things that he says. Let me tell you, in 2016, when he came down that golden escalator and he was going to run, okay, the man did not have my vote at all, not even close. What I saw, in my opinion, because I didn't educate myself, okay, you asked me to hold on for a ride.
No,
I'm
go
gonna ask
ahead.
you to hold on for a ride.
I'm listening.
I was uneducated. I didn't do my homework. I paid too much attention to the mainstream media, all the crap that was out there. But what I saw was this Hollywood showman, this glamour boy coming down the escalator, and he he was done with TV, so he was going to become president of the United States now.
Right.
The man didn't have my vote at all, okay? I actually voted, and man, I kick myself in the teeth right now for
Joe
this.
Biden?
I voted for him because of Mike Pence. Okay, and that's a whole other conversation for a whole other day. That blew up in my face. I found out I was dead wrong. But it paid off in spades because when Donald Trump got in office and I saw what he did, the tables flipped on me. I no longer supported Pence, and Donald Trump had my vote all the way. He makes some horrendous tweets, no doubt.
Oh,
okay. The man got up at the podium and he said a couple things while he was running, and I even my wife and I was like, I'm like, man, you're just not helping your cause, okay?
But he won.
But you got
He won with that
But
bullshit.
you got to look at his policies. You got to look at it. I'm putting premium in my truck. I have to.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah?
How much do you want to pay when you go out and fill up your vehicle?
No.
Right? I mean, it cost me. It's well over $100.
It cost me $100.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it doesn't just stop there. I could roll down. I won't take up
Fucking
the show,
groceries,
but I could roll
everything.
down the
Everything's
whole thing,
bad.
man.
I'm not gonna lie. Everything you saying is correct. It's bad. I just don't like the shit he say.
Yeah.
Now
Right.
we're gonna pivot over here.
Well, hold on. I think race have got improved from
From when?
period.
Well, you can't really put a period in there. You got to say. I won't hold you to a date, but race, I think, was improving until sometime around when, and I'm not. Don't hold me to a fire here, but sometime around when Obama got in office. Okay, because more and more people were just. It was kind of like you had to look for it. It didn't exist. In my opinion, now you're in the city and you're dealing with a lot more. Okay, granted, fine, but I was in the workplace and all. I didn't really see a whole lot of race anymore. All of a sudden, Obama got in, and a lot of people thought, "Hey, black man becomes president." I mean, we're all set. We've evened off. The race thing.
We get one.
Yeah,
We get one motherfucker and we even.
that's funny. But anyhow, I thought it was I thought it was improving. This guy's not helping me. I thought it was improving things, and all of a sudden, when Biden got in, it was like someone dropped that division hammer all over again, man. And they did it, and they did it, and it picked up momentum.
Right, I can say that.
So I thought it was improving, and then it kind of like got funky there through the Obama term because a lot of Americans some didn't know what to do with their thought process, I think is what it boiled down to.
You don't think Donald Trump had a little bit to do with that, with the birther and all that bullshit he was saying? That Obama wasn't born in America?
No. There's so much. Look at the stuff that's being said today about him and Harris and all of them, okay?
It's some horrible shit.
It
Now,
doesn't
you know what?
matter, man.
Since you brought that up.
You got thick skin.
Now, fuck thick skin. Listen. Fuck thick skin. Listen. I want to ask you this too.
Does Doug get to answer?
What do y'all what do y'all think about? Because I know the DEI was a big thing in the election. What do y'all think about the DEI? What do y'all think about it? It's called diversity, equity, and inclusion. What do you think about it?
I'm trying to.
No, let Doug.
Go ahead, because my thought process is still going here.
Well, I want to go back to what you were saying, how you thought it improved. Speaking from my point of view, this is just my point of view. Everybody got a different point of view. We all, like you said, we all live different lives. It haven't got too much better. From my experiences, I've worked at jobs where I was just there. I worked at jobs where I was only trained because there was nobody else to do the job that needed to be done. It was a time where I was driving in traffic and a driver didn't like what I did, and I was all types of N-words. And I had maybe 7, 8-year-old. He asked me, why did I get upset about that? Because, and I had to try to explain to him. Why I was upset about him calling me the N-word.
You had to explain it to a 7 or 8 year old,
Yes.
which is actually a good sign because a 7 or 8 year old didn't understand it.
Didn't.
Right.
So in other words, there was already some improvement being made. Obviously, the person that said this to you didn't get the memo, but there was already some improvement taking place in the world or in our country because a 7 or 8 year old had no concept of what that word was.
What I'm saying is, no matter what stage of my life I'm in, I'm always dealing with it.
Well, two things. Can I answer
Right.
you? Okay.
That's what we're here for.
two things. One, obviously you shouldn't have to. And right now, currently, and what's going on with this last 4 years has been a mess. Okay, and longer than that, really, for other different reasons. But this last 4 years has been horrendous. You're going to have to be patient a little bit, and I know you have been patient. How old are you? If I can,
I'm 45.
Okay, so you've been patient for 45 years, but you're going to have to be patient a little bit longer. I think it's not going to happen overnight, but I think things are going to massively improve, okay? But you're always going to have, just like you got liberals and conservatives, you're always going to have two sides to every conversation, okay? And you're always going to have differing opinions. You're always going to have ignorant people walking around out there. It's just going to happen. Mm-hmm. One other thing I would love to challenge you guys with, and I'd love to ask you, actually. I would love to ask you. I know this is your show.
Motherfucker, listen, we here having a conversation.
When you see, and I brought it up earlier at the beginning of your show here, when you see guys that refuse to get out of the car or they refuse to get down on the ground or whatever it doesn't matter what's left. They refuse to follow an order, okay? Or they pull out a gun and they shoot someone else on the street next to them that's the same color as them, okay? Or they're standing on the same street corner day after day after day after day with no job, no motivation, no whatever.
I just gave a white bum $2 a day.
Okay,
literally, white dude, $2.
Okay, I gave one in Texas, but how does that make you feel?
I'm gonna answer this question. Now, remember when we talked about the community?
Yeah.
How the police, basically the government targeted black people. They made us obsessive with money. They made us obsessive with materials. But they made us fear them. How is it that not only do we fear the police, most black people fear white people. Because how can you shoot your brother on the street, but you won't shoot a white guy in the same neighborhood? Why? Because you know why? This is where you're making your money, and if you shoot that white guy, they'll fucking shut the whole neighborhood down until somebody give his ass up. This is reality. Hey, yo, y'all ain't making no more money around here until somebody tell who did that to Peter. Sorry, Peter, but you understand what I'm saying?
Peter's got to take the fall, man.
So what I'm saying by this is black people have been conditioned to hate themselves. Mm-hmm. Literally. They've been conditioned to hate themselves, love money, and love material. And the black community has lost respect for their black woman. I will say that here. I will say it. Because I'm going to say it like this. How the hell you go through a struggle dealing with all the bullshit that we have to deal with as black men, and then when you get some money, you go marry a white woman? Y'all don't do that shit. Y'all don't do that. Tom Brady ain't get rich and marry no goddamn black woman.
I married a white woman.
No. Do you want to see? You
I'm
see
trying
what
to
I'm
lighten
saying?
you up a little bit, man.
No, it is lightning. It's enlightening. I'm pretty sure somebody gonna laugh, but I'm dead motherfucking serious when I be talking about this shit because it affects me every day. I got a black queen at home, and I know what she have to deal with. but you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why I asked the question: what do you think about diversity and
But I asked you a question, and well, we didn't even got to the DEI yet, but because he kind of.
Yeah.
Well, the question is this.
Well, let me.
It's fear.
You never.
It's fear. No, I'm answering. I'm answering your question.
But you're
It
not,
is fear, man.
Okay,
it's fear.
But what I'm saying is if I'm working next to Doug, okay, and Doug's not pulling his weight. I'm not picking on you because I know you're a hard worker, but Doug's not pulling his weight.
Go both ways.
Well, let's put it the other way. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm not pulling my weight. Okay, should Doug drop down his work level to me or his self-worth to me because I'm not pulling my weight. No, he has every right, the American dream, remember?
Right.
To pull himself up by his bootstraps and do even better. In fact, he could do some of my work and get overtime and do even better for himself. So what I'm asking you guys is, there's a lot of you, in my opinion. Now,
It's 45. There's 45 million black people in this country.
Okay, so out of 45 million, okay, how many roughly? I mean, you can shoot me, from the hip here, a number, but not literally. How many percentage-wise of them do you think go to work, pay their taxes?
I would say just as many black people work as white people.
Okay, percentage-wise?
Percentage-wise, okay.
Okay. So why let the ones? So what I'm asking you is there some, and these don't now. I'm not taking back everything I said before because I still feel that way. That there is definitely, this has been done for a long time, longer than any of us have been alive, and it's being done by design, and it's continuing, and hopefully it stops. But if you guys, if you have. We're already being divided on purpose.
That's right.
And then you have people out there refusing to follow a cop's order. I'm not a huge fan of cops.
Me either.
Okay, I'm not.
Me either.
But if a cop pulls me over, there's a sense in my head. When I see the disco lights go on in my mirror, something tells me, pull over. Something tells me, put the vehicle in park, turn the radio down, maybe even put my cigarette out because I don't want to blow it in his face because I might torque the guy off, Whatever it takes to follow the instructions, and maybe I'll get out of this or maybe I won't, but it's not even that. There's a certain element of fear, and I'm white, that I go through when I see those disco lights in my mirror. It wasn't that hard. And guess what? I've even gotten out of a couple, not many, but a couple tickets because I paid attention. I did what he said. Now, hold on. Now he walks up, and I got the tunes cranking, and I'm sitting there smoking a blunt.
That's dumb shit, though.
Because I have it is.
That's dumb shit.
It is. And
So
that's
now-
where I have the problem.
So now let me paint this picture to you. How many black men have you seen do everything the right way and get gunned the fuck down? South Carolina? The black dude, he was running away from the police. Shot him in the back 9 times. He was running away. Now, white dudes run away from the police all the time.
I thought they shot him 16 times.
It was a lot. It was a lot. I see white guys cuss the police the fuck out. Fuck you. All kind of crazy shit. They go to jail. Black dude do it, he get gunned down. So you got to look at it from that.
I'm not arguing with that.
So if I get pulled over, right, yesterday.
You're looking for either an argument or an answer.
No, I'm not looking for an argument. What I'm saying is this. If I get pulled, just say Bobby get pulled over. Black Bobby get pulled over. Yesterday, Black Robert got shot by the cop, and he did everything right. Is Black Bobby going to be that eager to say, damn, I'm about to follow the law? Or is Black Bobby going to be like, man, I'm about to fucking run because I don't want to get killed?
You'd have to have 100 cops, 1,000 cops, pick your number in a room and sit down and talk to them and ask them. And you're going to find you got some real hard-on, and this is why I have a problem with some of them. You got some real hard-ons in that room, just like you do any other business or corporation, and they let, and I'm going to call a spade, they let that gun and that badge go to their head. Yes. They do.
But your question
I'm not gonna argue with you that.
Your question was, why do black men refuse? And I'm telling you, it's fear.
That wasn't my question.
No, yes, you did. You said, why do they not follow orders?
I said, what is your response to that?
I'm telling you my response. It's fear.
That's why I was asking you the percentage
it's fear.
That's why I was asking you the percentage of the black people in this country. If you have 45 million, let's say you have 40 million are doing what they're supposed to be doing, and you got 5 million that just for some reason can't figure it out.
That's every race. Every race gonna
it is.
do it.
It is.
But ask yourself this: why do the black guy get shot down and killed, and the white guy get to go home? That's the question.
I can't answer that.
You see what I'm saying? So I'm telling you why. It's fear. A white guy can ride you. I guarantee you can put 100 kilos in your trunk right now and ride clean through the city of Buffalo. It ain't gonna say one fucking word to you.
I don't think it's always fair. I disagree with that.
It's the truth, Doug. It's the reality. And the only way we change that is by doing shit like this. We got to do more of this. Yeah. Shit like this got to continue to happen. And yo, listen, I told y'all this is the OGZ Perspective Podcast. This is where the truth matters and respect holds weight. If there's any other podcasters out there, do this shit in your city. Call your white brothers, your white homies, your white coworkers. Call them to your podcast. Sit down and have a conversation about real shit. It ain't always gonna be about Puff Daddy. It ain't gonna always be about Lil Durk. It ain't always gonna be about Kodak Black. It ain't gonna always be about somebody rich, famous with money. I'm telling y'all, have a real conversation with your community. Because in order for us to build our communities up, we're gonna have to sit down with the people that sometimes tear it down. And that's the reality. Now, no, I'm not done. What I'm saying is this. Before this, I got a question to ask you guys. Because we're going to get ready to wrap this thing up. I knew that we wasn't going to be able to get through all of this at one time. So I extend the invitation for you and Doug to come back on here. And we'll continue the conversation. Because it needs to be had. And when you leave here today, I want you to go home and talk to your wife. Talk to your kids. And tell them the experience that you had here on the OGZ Perspective Podcast.
I'll be watching it.
Oh, it's definitely gonna drop.
If you give me the link.
Oh no, you're gonna have everything. We're gonna put it out on YouTube. We're gonna put the audios out. We're gonna do exactly what's needed to do because we want everybody. It's 340 million people in America. Excuse me. We want them all to watch it. We want them all to watch it. We want them all to learn something. Every last one. What you say?
So this will be my last question. How can we address unconscious bias in daily life?
Are you gonna take any of these? If I shut up,
He said, Mike. He said you was the expert.
oh, yeah,
He said that shit.
I did. I did say that.
He said you was the expert.
I'm the expert at bowl of chili. That's about it.
No, Mike, you came prepared. Look at that shit.
Well, I had a couple.
I might have to call you back down here to be a goddamn guest host on
I
here.
had a couple things just in case you hit me with something funky, but we haven't gotten there yet. But
Like I said, man.
I do want to.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
No, what you?
Now we got.
Answer his question. How do we deal with bias on a daily?
Bias in daily life.
I mean, I kind of asked that question when I said, "How do we combat racism?" That's kind of like the same thing.
Yeah, but on a daily basis.
Shit, racism on a fucking daily basis every day.
No, I'm saying.
Okay, go ahead, get with it.
The one thing I've always been taught and lived by is respect is earned. It's not demanded. You have to earn the respect of people. You act like a fool, you're going to get treated like a fool. But with the bias, and I believe it's through doing shows like this, and educating people, and mainly education, that we can stomp out the bias.
So do you agree that because Donald Trump said they're not going to teach American history that devolves with slavery, they're taking that out of the schools?
I disagree with
So you're going to erase history. You're going to erase the American history because America was led, listen to this, led by white people but built by black people. That is a fact.
That's after we took it from the Indians, right?
The so-called Indians. I think they was Africans. To be honest.
They were Indians.
Yeah, I'm just being honest. I mean, we agree to disagree. I think they was Africans. But
now we brought them over with us.
not necessarily.
Sure we did.
I think history was told in reverse. That's what I think.
Okay.
I think history was told in reverse.
Once again, we can agree.
Remember
to disagree.
Christopher Columbus came here, right? There was already people here. Yes. There were already people here.
Yeah, they were natives.
That's what natives of what?
They were Native American Indians. We got bones and fossils and everything else to prove it.
But we going on. History is his story. Remember that.
Yeah.
So I got another question.
There's a lot of people that are they search for nothing but the truth, and they're not gonna waste their time and effort and their passion to put out a bunch of garbage. You know? So I'm talking about the true historians.
No, I understand. I mean, like I said, man, this conversation is not done. We're going to have to do this shit again. I'm serious. We're going to have to be back here again to finish this conversation. But I do have one question. Donald Trump was convicted of 34 felonies. he made history becoming the first president convicted of a felony, which in the history of America is never done, which you're not even supposed to be able to run for no office with a felony, right? You can't even get, you can't even get a job in some places. You can't even vote in America with a felony unless you off paper. You can't even buy a fucking gun with a felony.
That's
but you
not
could be
true.
the president. No, hold on. But you could be the president. Now, this is my question to you guys. Hold on. Doug said not true. Now, this is the question. Now that our president is a convicted felon, do you guys think that every American, I'll say nonviolent, should be allowed with no restrictions to own guns?
Well, go ahead. You want?
Non-violent.
Nonviolent. You're a nonviolent felon. Should you be allowed to own guns without no restrictions? You ain't got to go through all the bullshit. Just hey.
Well,
he's
everybody that owns a gun has to go through a certain level of bullshit.
Yeah.
You have to do the background, the next background. You just can't walk into a store and buy a gun.
I'm not saying that, Doug, but what I'm saying is our president is a convicted felon, but they're stopping. You did say you can't get it. You got to go through a bunch of bullshit to get it. But in New York State, it's so hard to get a fucking gun here. It's so hard.
You're preaching to the choir there.
Yeah.
It's hard to get our pistol permit.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's right. It's hard to get a gun.
I'm telling you what I know, man.
Well,
You're right, but it's hard to get a gun.
It's hard to get a gun here.
Yeah.
But we're talking about a felon. My president is a goddamn felon now.
All right.
It depends on what the felony is.
Nonviolent. It's nonviolent. It shouldn't matter if it's nonviolent. You haven't killed nobody. You haven't shot, shit. That says it's a violent felon.
Yeah, you can get a felony just
You don't
from
sold some
DWIs.
drugs.
You can get a felony.
Most black men, and I say this, every last one of us in here has a felony. All of us do. You got a felony?
No.
You got a felony?
Yes.
Doug Brown? Get the fuck out of here, Doug, a gangster. Let me hear this shit, Doug. What? Okay, you don't got, fuck it, Doug, you got a felony.
I had 3 consecutive DWIs within a certain amount of time.
Okay.
But because, like you said, it was
Nonviolent.
nonviolent. I had to, and I can't remember, I had to get something amended, or I can't remember what it was, but the judge had to sign it because it was nonviolent. No accident, nobody died. It was just, I got caught. I was stupid.
Could you help me get mine, Doug? I got 3 consecutive felonies.
I had a good lawyer.
I can get the good
so what
one,
about
Doug.
the violent felons?
Violent felonies, I believe that you should not own a gun.
Yeah, we
Okay,
can't do
even
nothing
if,
about
what
that.
if it's your only violent felon? You had one violent felon, first time being arrested.
Well, was it armed robbery? Was it shooting somebody? Was it what? I mean, what are we talking? That's when
Fix your mic, dude. Fix your mic.
That's when the background check comes into effect.
So you don't think a person could change from that and be able to? Let me get my personal
I'm
permit.
dying to. Can I?
Yeah.
Get in, Mike.
Okay. But you can't. You got. I listen to you, so you got to listen. First of all, we started this off with a whole load of crap, and that was Donald Trump was convicted of 34 felonies. No, he was not. He has not been sentenced yet. There is none of that.
No, he didn't get sentenced. He
You
just
do
got
not
convicted.
have. You do. Then it all gets wiped out, and you will see it's all getting wiped away.
Of course.
You're going to sit here and tell me that he has 34. They counted each thing separately, so that's how they came up with the 34.
Yes,
okay,
I know.
the man took a loan out. He paid it back
For
full.
His friends gave him the money.
He took a loan out. He paid it back in full. No problems. Made the bank all kinds of money. Made everybody happy. No one was hurt, and there was absolutely no laws broken. We have. You can
No,
laugh.
go ahead. I'm just being honest.
I didn't laugh at you when you were.
Okay, all right, you're right. I'll show you some
Let's be
respect.
fair when
You're
we're
right,
having
you're
open
right.
dialogue.
All right.
Okay, the man did not do 34 felonies. And that'll all come out in a bit here, probably in the next couple months or so, and you'll find out what the true story is. Just like you guys have been lied about and lied to, just like we've all been lied about and lied to, we've been lied a whole lot to about this Donald Trump thing. Whether you like him or not, the man
have no
has,
problem with
there's
DT.
people out there walking around with massive.
He just got to stop all that racist bullshit.
Okay, fine, but I'm addressing what you said.
Okay.
You didn't ask it. You stated it as it was fact. The man was convicted, and then you didn't give us time to answer that. You jumped right into should a convicted felon be allowed to own guns in his country? So we have to divide.
you, Mike.
We have to divide the two. He was not convicted. Okay, and if you want to call that that joke of a lawyer that's trying to do that, a lawyer, that person's probably not going to have their. We'll see what the bar thinks of that. To answer your other question, this will probably blow your socks right off and your nice hat.
Thank you.
When you are born in this country,
You have the constitutional.
you have a constitutional right. It's called the Second Amendment. To those of you out there who forgot it,
I didn't.
to own and bear arms. If I wanted to come to you, now you can have a sign outside of your door and say, Mike, please don't bring your bazooka into my studio.
sure told
And
you.
I should honor your, okay, this is your home, this is your workplace, your studio, and I should honor that. Fine, okay? This land is our home. It's your home, yours. I don't know about him over there, but it's definitely his and mine, right? He's never going to like me again. It's our home. I don't care if you got a misdemeanor or 20 felonies. You have the constitutional right to own and bear arms, period. And the whole reason for that is because when a government fears the people, you have liberty. When the people fear the government, you have tyranny. We, the people, in order to form a militia, if need be, to defend what's ours.
Well, can we get
that
a
white
motherfucking militia?
that white that we won't do that here on this. Yeah.
You motherfucker. Go ahead.
That White House that we supposedly crashed on January 6th, that's our house anyhow. Okay? If I come, the White House, those Congress, whether, I don't care what side of the aisle they're on, and I hope some of them watch that, you work for us. We voted you in, and we can vote your butts right out. We the people, that's all of us. If you're born on this soil, or if you immigrated here and went through the process, then you have a constitutional, God-given, you're born with it. It's not a privilege. It's not a, well, you got that pigment, you got a little bit too much there. Nah, no. Or you got a misdemeanor, it's just about a felony, No. You have a God-given constitutional right to own and bear arms. So if I want to walk into my local Walmart with my bazooka strapped to my back, and the criminals, guess what? They don't pay attention to laws anyhow. That's why they're criminals. I've seen them carrying stuff out of their houses, whatever you want to call it. I couldn't even dream of owning. I'm like, I served in the military. You know what the first thing they did? They put a loaded M16 fully automatic in my hand and taught me to go kill men. But then I get out. I moved back to New York, which was a huge mistake. And I go to buy a 22 long rifle, and I got to go through a background check. And then I get delayed, and I've even gotten denied before for no reason at all. Well, your last name must be familiar. You couldn't even pronounce it tonight.
Yeah.
My last name ain't familiar.
Shit, I can't get it. Hohensee.
So the Second Amendment.
Hohensee. Sound like Hennessy, because that's what my man drinks. Hennessy.
Close enough. But the Second Amendment, I don't think and people will probably disagree with it. I know they will. But if you walked into a bank and robbed at a gunpoint and you got out of prison at some point and you want to own a gun and you were born in this country, well, then I guess you get your shotgun right back, don't you?
That should be right.
The law tell me I can't have a pistol. I can't get nothing.
Can't throw a rock.
Yeah, well, keep voting Democrat. That's Kathy Hochul. That's New York laws right there.
Donald, GT, Gangster Trump. Get us back, man. Get my gun back. Now, this is the last question.
He might.
We got to wrap it up, guys.
I just want my pistol permit.
We got to wrap this up. I'm going to ask y'all one question.
After the show.
I just want a yes or a no, and then I'm going to close this show out. Do you support mass deportation?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm going to just say I don't know, and I'll leave it at that. Hey, guys, listen. This has been a roller coaster ride. I really enjoyed it. Doug Brown, that's Dennis Brown over there. Doug Brown Sr. Mike. Hill, my man P, he on the board. I want y'all to know this. Take some time. Sit down. Start at home, at your kitchen table or your dining room table. Invite your neighbors over. Have a conversation. If you live in an all-white community, y'all heard the things that I said. Imagine your community being destroyed by the government by implementing poison into your neighborhood. And look at me. I'm a black man. I was in Buffalo in 1986 when they brought crack cocaine to the east side of Buffalo. I grew up on Bissell and Genesee as a young man, and I saw my community destroyed. Now they have fentanyl and opioids there. They got all over the world, and it's targeting everybody. I know a lot of black people, a lot of rappers dying from drug overdoses, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of young white people in the community, y'all suburban communities, that's coming into the cities buying these bad drugs. Sit down with your black brother, your white brother, your Spanish brother, your Asian brother. Sit down and let's stop the fucking divide. Let's come together. One America, y'all. That's all we need. One America. Let's stop looking at each other like a color is going to change something. The only thing we all should be trying to get is some money to help each other. And hey, with that, I'll close the show. Thank you guys for coming.
Thanks
Y'all
for
know how
having
we
us.
do, man. OG's out and deuces, baby.